Okay. I think we're live. I hope we're live. I don't know. Let's see. Let's pull up the chat and see if we are live and in here. I think we are. It says alive in the corner. So hi, hello, welcome in everybody who is in here. Hope you guys are having a very happy Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and just start fielding questions. So if you have anything reseller related, whatnot related, book related, life related, just let me know what's going on. And, I will answer your questions. So hanging out for any little questions to pop into the chat. But again, happy Wednesday to you guys. Ooh, cautiously optimistic in the house. Welcome in. Hi. And so I do apologize. I am not streaming from StreamYard. I realized that I needed to create a show within StreamYard. So I'm not able to pin up comments today, unfortunately, but in future videos, I will create all of my lives through StreamYard, which allows me to do fun things in the show as well as pinning stuff up. So for right now, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pin these at the top of the chat because that's all I can do. So we have, can you go over the shipping on Whatnot, please? I'll be starting soon. Selling in different categories. Thank you. Well, welcome to the Whatnot community. It is so much fun. I definitely can go over shipping. Now, I will have to ask first off, are you going to be doing media like books, DVDs, things like that? Or are you going to be doing things that are going to fall more into the ground advantage, priority mail type categories? Because it's a little bit two totally different things. If you're going to do a blend of both, I can definitely talk about both. But media, of course, goes media mail. So if you're shipping books, DVDs, VHS, vinyls, anything that qualifies for media under the media mail category, everything's going to be by weight. So as long as you list your items as media and in a media category, it will qualify as a media mail item automatically and generate that label. And like I said, that is by weight. If you're selling ground or priority, it's the same normal specifications for ground and priority. It's going to matter about the size of the box you use and how much it weighs and how far it's going away from where you live. So you just have to take in your normal shipping criteria with that. And there are options on Whatnot to go ahead and designate whether or not you want it to default to ground advantage or if you want it to default to priority. So you can go into your shipping profiles and set those up. I think I have mine set at anything from 1 to 5 pounds. I'm either good with ground or priority. But anything over 5 pounds, I would like for it to default to ground advantage because I don't use priority mailboxes and I don't typically ship items that really qualify for priority mail that often. So I tend to default to ground advantage personally because I feel like it's cheaper for the buyer, but you have an option to choose for sure. Probably costume jewelry, books, and clothes on these other platforms. I've been selling on eBay for over 12 years. Well, welcome to Whatnot. I'm so excited to have you over here. And the book category is great. I think for books, as long as you are listing those items as books within a book category, those are just going to default to media mail. And then the only time it'll switch out off of media mail, there's two instances. One is if for some reason maybe you include something that isn't media, like bookmarks or stickers or I don't know, a plush or something. Like maybe you're like, oh, I'll do a book buddy. You know, that's a book and a plush that would not be media mail qualified. So it'll go to ground advantage. Or if where the person that you're shipping the item to is actually a little close to you, it will probably default from time to time from media to ground if it's cheaper to purchase the label ground. So that's the only thing you need to know about books. And then for jewelry and clothes, that will definitely be your your ground and your if I can speak, depending on how much it is, priority. Yeah, so those are just it's gonna be normal. So if you've been selling on eBay, you know if you're familiar with other platforms, you are familiar with the post office. So the shipping is the exact same. You do have a choice that the buyer pays, you pay, or they pay a fee. So you do have options there as well. I know that for some people with the type of items they sell, it's so specific and particular that they do. I always have to point that out because the chat does. They will do free shipping sometimes for their buyers or flat rate shipping. So if you're familiar with the flat rate boxes, you can choose flat rate shipping if you think, especially with something like jewelry, all of these items would fit nicely into like a smaller or medium flat rate. The buyer pays no more than, I think it's like $8.35, unless it just went up. I'm not familiar. Then other than that, they just pay that flat rate. So they can order as much as they want. You throw it all into one box and they pay that, lower shipping rate if you can fit it into a flat rate. Books I don't do flat rate for ever because I sell a lot of large bundles. So unfortunately, I can't trust those flat rate boxes. Hey, Chris, welcome in. Let me go ahead and replace this pen. Thank you, cautiously. Let me know if you have any other questions. Hi, I used to sell textbooks on Amazon and but I stopped when line dried up. Let me see if I can find this here. I found you on YouTube as well, looking back into being a book reseller, but I know nothing about whatnot. Well, welcome in, Chris. So glad you found me on YouTube. So I actually started at Amazon as well, and I quickly got out of it. It just wasn't for me. I will be dipping my toes back into that pond here in the next probably year, because I just do see such an upside to being on Amazon. So I probably will get back on Amazon, but for right now, I'm strictly on Whatnot, and I absolutely love it. Now, I feel you on the supply line drying up because that's what I'm dealing with right now locally. We have my main thrift store that I source from just got almost all of the books taken out of it. Not almost all the books got taken out of it, because the tipper in the back of their store is broken. So they have to get that replaced. And unfortunately, it's already been 2 weeks. So we'll see how much longer that takes. So no books are there. So I understand that. I think Whatnot is a great platform and you should definitely check it out. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. Does it actually look good with sound? Okay, good. So yeah, so I'm streaming from my laptop here. I am trying not to yell, but also trying to talk loud enough that you can hear me. And I'm hoping that the video is clear enough. We were attempting to use a camera, but my computer just doesn't have an HDMI port, so we're not going to be able to use my computer. And then the piece we don't have right now. So we'll either need to buy a piece and be streaming from the computer, camera wise, or I will figure out some other options. But in the meantime, good to know that it's not too bad. Thank you for the checkup. I'm really trying to be mindful of like my volume too, but for those of you guys that don't know me, if you're like here and you're just kind of like, I don't know, this randomly popped up on my page, but I don't really know who you are. Hi, how are you? My name is Amanda. I am a full-time bookseller, primarily on Whatnot, but I do sell items on eBay as well. I have a office you see here with wall-to-wall books where I sell live multiple times a week on Whatnot. I do books for all ages, and I do dabble in plush and educational material. I have a show this Friday coming up. It'll be plush and stuffed animals. So if you're into stuffed animals or plushies, you should definitely come and check it out. I always have some great deals, and it's always a good time. And then, like I said, I do sell mostly books. So if you have any questions about reselling, book selling, I'm making this just a straight up Q&A, just kind of rolling and rocking and kind of doing a live for the very first time. I have no expectations for today. So any questions you guys have, drop them in, simple or not. Hello, Mary Kay. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just let me know what I can do to answer your questions here. Again, I do sell a little bit of everything, but I specialize in books. So, and Whatnot. That's my main passion. So I love talking about Whatnot. So if you have Whatnot related questions, let me know. I'm always more than happy to answer those. Hi, Timmy. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Yeah, I actually, you guys can see my massive Harry Potter Twilight like variety over here. And then this messy mess is our cubby. That is the hold system that I utilize on Whatnot for people to save on shipping. They can bundle their books throughout the week. So that's always fun. Yes, I'm so happy you called too. Oh no, not a broken thermal label printer. All right, what's your question? I'll tell you which one I use and which one I love. I've had it since I started, and if it breaks, I'd buy another one because I've had it for now 4 years and it's just been great. So, um, can I use a regular printer? You can use a regular printer. You just would need to tape those labels to your packages. So I highly, highly, highly recommend if your operating expense budget allows for it to go ahead and just bite the bullet and get that thermal label printer because it's going to save you like expenses on tape and paper and time cutting out labels and packaging them on there with clear packing tape, and like hoping they don't fall off. But if you need to do that in the meantime until you're able to kind of like be like, okay, yeah, I can justify buying another label printer, then it's totally fine. Yeah, you can print them off. I just cut them down to size, and you would use clear packing tape. But that's the old school way for sure. And anytime you can graduate and find ways to make your business more efficient, you should. And that was probably the biggest, and will still be to this day, one of the biggest changes that when I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, for like 6 months or so, maybe 4 to 6 months, I was putting labels on everything. And I just, once I got the label printer, I was like, holy cow, my life has just drastically changed. But I use a Munbyn. It's Munbyn. I probably have the link in this description or one of my descriptions if you're interested in it. I don't know how much it is at the moment, but I swear by it. I've had it for 4 years. I have never had not one single problem with it. I had to get it set up, troubleshooted, set up. And then once that happened, I've never had to call customer support or anything. The labels are really cheap. It's just, I really highly recommend it. It's so great. Hey, Alicia, welcome in. Any storage tips for all sizes of books? Okay, so here's my general storage tip for book sizing. I said this, I feel like yes, Munbyn. Yes, you should. Yeah, Munbyn. Like I said, I think I have a link either in this video or one of my past videos if you want the exact one, because I'm pretty sure I linked it in there. There's like 2 or 3 different models. Mine, I think, is like the mid-range model. And I love it. It's so nice. But yeah, if you want the specific, it's somewhere in my videos. And then they have their own branded labels. They're $21 and it lasts. I mean, usually one of those packs lasts me at least a month, maybe a month and a half. And they're great labels. They don't jam up. I mean, it's just, chef's kiss on that label printer. It's so good. But yeah, you should. So, Alicia, so here's my general tip for storage. And it's kind of a little hard to tell here, but maybe I can kind of show you guys. Which way am I going? This way. Okay. So do you see how I have majority of my books like the normal bookshelf way? They're standing up. But then you'll see like some of these spots where I have them laying flat like that, or you can kind of see it here. I have some laying flat like that. There are going to be times when laying your books up like in a stack going upwards is beneficial. I know I have some other examples here. Oh, like here. I'm gonna turn the camera on. Do you see down here these magic treehouse books I have? Do you see how I have them like there's some vertical, but most of them there's 2 stacks back. They're horizontal stacked. You're going to be able to get so much more onto one of those shelves if you can do some horizontal stacks blended in. So with like stuff like my coffee table books, really big books, laying them flat. Oh, I do it here. This is a good example. These nonfiction books, they're so much easier to stack up and then use the sides for like, I don't know, other specific sizes. So I don't know if that makes sense, but utilize horizontal and vertical stacking on certain things. Play around with them, get a feel for it. You're going to start to learn like, oh, these make so much more like the Magic Treehouse, right? They're small books. So why I stack them all vertically and then have like a 3-inch gap going all the way across my bookshelf? Instead, if I turn them and stack them as high as I can and do 2 stacks of that, I'm going to fit so much more in than having one long stack, if that kind of makes sense. That's how I would describe it. So that's my big one. Bookshelves, if I didn't mention that, that's kind of, I feel like, obvious. Get yourself a bookshelf, guys. Please do yourself a favor. Go to Facebook Marketplace, type in bookshelf, bookcase, and just find one that looks sturdy. And you're going to find some for free for $10, $25, maybe a really good one for like 30 or 40, and buy it because it's going to save you so many headaches having like a set bookshelf for your inventory for sure. But yeah, that's my tips for like all sizes. So like just find your system. Like I don't know how to describe it without showing you. I don't know how to describe it without showing you. But just like, okay, here's another example. I'm gonna turn my camera again because I like show and tell. All right, so do you see on this very top shelf up here? Do you see how I have like these Warriors books and the Rick Riordan, Little House on the Prairie stuff? Those are really full sets. They're full of a lot of books. There's multiples in the set. And I don't want to put those on a shelf because they're going to take up so much of my shelf for these large selections of books. So I put them on the top of my shelf where I have like kind of an unlimited amount of room up there so they can grow and be up there and not taking valuable shelf space. Those are also the books that I touch the least. Like those aren't as and I don't touch them the least as much anymore. I probably should switch them around and put them over here, but put the books you don't need to touch as much higher. Put the books you need to touch all the time, lower. The books that are going to sell, don't put those so far out of reach. Put them in reach. I don't know if those kinds of general tips make sense, but I hope that answers your question. Hey, Veros, what is up? Yeah, coffee table books throw everything off. So I have mine all the way up here in this obscure corner that I never want to look at. I want to just put a curtain over it and pretend it doesn't exist. I write a personal note and put it in every order. It does lead to good feedback. You're 100% right. It definitely does. Um, I don't personalize as much anymore just because of the quantity that I do. But from time to time, I definitely take out a moment to write out like thank yous or send a message via like, Messenger, like, hey, thank you so much again for your support. With Whatnot, I have a very like personal relationship with people. So I do like to like thank people in my lives and just say, I really appreciate you all and just show that gratitude there as well. But yeah, that's a great way. I know that a lot of people use postcards. Unfortunately, all that stuff makes media mail null and void. You're not supposed to put anything like that in there, which we all sneak in our stickers and bookmarks and our thank you notes. It's just going to happen. And unfortunately, I think the post office should just make exceptions for those kinds of things, or just turn a blind eye because it's just not that big of a deal. It's paper material. But yes, if you can get some sort of postcard, which I've never done, I've never created one of those. I think I would like to, and I probably should, but I never have created like a thank you note card, and putting them in there, and or even something that offers them a referral, like hey, here's 5% off of your next order. Thank you for buying. Just something to even encourage them because most people don't use those, but if you give it to them, it at least puts it in their mind of, oh, I need to go back and shop their store, see what else they have because I now have this little coupon. But yeah, great point. I'm so glad you did it too. No more earthquakes today, okay? You guys have heard maybe California had a Vero said it was a small earthquake. What was it, 5.7 or something you said? So a small earthquake, I don't know. An earthquake just sounds horrible regardless of how big or small it is. But I have no desire to be on Amazon. I know, right? It's hard for me right now because for those of you guys that don't know, I am about to go, hey Max, what is up? I'm about to go to the Books and Beyond book conference next month. And one of the things that I know I'm going to be inundated with is Amazon FBA, because majority of the people there are Amazon sellers. And I'm actually low key very excited about it because I do think that it's something that I need. The thing is, I can't dip my toe in it like I did when I started. I need to like go into it because Amazon, for me, in my opinion, is not something you just dip your toe into. It's something that you go into fully, you commit to it, and you put the time and energy into it to build it. Because once you do, it becomes a machine. But it's really hard to get those gears grinding. You've got to kind of like all into it. So I need to make it so that I have time to really dedicate, like, okay, 2 or 3 hours a week. I know I'm sourcing just for Amazon, something like that. But I digress. But I'm going to be inundated with Amazon FBA, so I know I'm going to leave and be like, I'm ready. To jump headfirst. But I don't have as much of a desire to be on there either. Mary, should I let the post office know ahead of time that I have bulk shipping? So this is a touch and go question. I feel like everyone has a love-hate relationship with their post office. I feel as though for the most part, if you can be very friendly and understanding and respectful of the time of the post office and create a relationship with your post office employees, you're going to have a better post office experience. Now, I actually just recently became familiar with the idea that I can create a scan sheet on Whatnot. If you're not familiar with what a scan sheet is, basically it's a single barcode that represents all of the orders that are in your drop off. So say you have 25 packages going to the post office at the end on Whatnot, and I think you can do it on eBay. I don't know, but I've never had enough eBay bulk orders to have to do it. But regardless, people do it when they have bulk orders. You say you print out the scan sheet and you hand that to your post office employee. They scan that barcode and it now tracks for all of the packages as a single scan versus having for them to scan every single one. Since I just learned that I can do this on Whatnot, I did not know I could do this on Whatnot. I need to see if it requires me having an actual printer or if I can just print it out on my thermal label printer because I don't have a physical real printer in my office. I have one at home, but it's not here. So if I can print the scan sheet on my thermal label printer and give them a scan sheet, it's going to be a huge change. So yes, I recommend trying to find ways to make it easier for the post office employees. If that means talking to them and telling them my employees at my post office, they know what I do. They know that I sell on Whatnot. They know that I sell books, plush, educational material. They know that most of my packages are going to be media mail, but I am going to have some ground advantage and priority blended in. They know that I'm not going to show up at the post office 30 minutes before they close. I'm respectful of their time. They are very busy in the morning getting all the mail out at the beginning, and then at the end, they're ready to come home and they're hot and tired, exhausted. So I meet them in the middle, maybe just a little after lunchtime with my large package selection or my bundle packages. And I usually only go twice a week. So they're always going to see me on Tuesdays, and they're going to usually see me on Thursdays. And those are the 2 days I go to the post office. Every now and again, I'll have like a random package that needs to go out and go to a different post office. So I switch it up. I don't bombard, just one. But I have a loading dock when I go to. I do actually pull around to the back and actually load up a cart and put it directly in their back versus going into the front. So if you can find a post office, I have about 3 around me and only one offers that. If you can find the one in your area that offers the ability for you to go around to the loading dock, that's very helpful. And that was just me like asking. I brought in a bunch of packages one day and I was like, is there an easier way I can do this? And he was like, actually, why don't you just pull around to the back? That's going to be a lot easier than trying to bring all these inside. And I was like, done, not a problem at all. So ever since then, they've been really nice. I also gift my post office with like a basket every year around Christmas time, usually about a week before Christmas. I'll take like a little thrifted basket and I just fill it with goodies that I think people would like to snack on, like snacks and candies and chocolates and just like goodies. And it usually costs me about $75 or so for the whole basket. And I do that once a year, and it's something that they remember me by. And I usually write a little note and I just say, thank you from Amanda. And I'll usually put like something about like the book lady or the girl with all the books, I usually say something like that so that people know. And they usually love that. So just be respectful of your post office. And I promise you, they'll start like doing favors for you because I don't get any crap when I go to the post office anymore. So scan sheets, be friendly. That's all you can really do. There's not a whole lot you can do in your control, but letting them know, hey, every twice a week I'm going to come in, or every day I'm going to come in with about 5 to 10 packages or something like that. You know what I mean? Non-barcode books. I know Max is trying to get me into the vintage market. These Amazon FBA sellers trying to get me back onto Amazon. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I luckily have all of the space next door now to grow into whatever it is that I decide to do. When selling on replace this thing. Again, guys, for those of you that are joining us a little later, I'm not streaming through any streaming service. I'm streaming straight from my laptop. So it might be a little raw and uncut. I know the footage probably isn't the greatest. We will get that fixed in the future, but I am not able to pin up questions on the screen. So I do apologize about that. I'm just pinning them to the top of the chat. But I see Pam saying, when selling on Whatnot, do you stick to one type of item? I have so much of all kinds of inventory. I'm not sure what to try. So try it all, Pam. I think at the beginning, it's really easy to actually dip your foot into all of the waters and see where it sticks. I have a friend who recently did some coaching on Whatnot. She said, I'm going in, I'm doing books. She's like, I have some other stuff as well, but I'm doing books. She started in books. She also did she did a jewelry show. I think that was the other thing she was mostly interested in dabbling in. And she did a couple more book shows and then a couple more jewelry shows. And she realized very quickly on that jewelry was for people. Jewelry was her passion. She liked the format of jewelry. She got a good vibe from jewelry. She was getting sales from jewelry. And she decided, I'm actually going to do jewelry. And now she's in the process of doing a couple of book shows, clearing everything out and going, I'm done with books. My thing. So now she's able to double down and do the thing that's working for her. So dip your toes into the water, see, what works for you. I think that that's a great strategy. Once you kind of figure out what isn't working and what is working, eliminate what's not working, double down on what is. You know what I mean? I think that is the best piece of advice there. Don't keep trying to stretch yourself thin, going, oh, it's Tuesday, I've got to do books. Oh, it's Thursday, now I've got to put all this jewelry together. And oh, now it's Saturday and I got to work on linens. It's like, maybe figure out what works for you, and if that works, then that's great. If it works to do 2 things, that's better, and if it works to do 1 thing and really focus on that one thing, I think that's the long-term goal for most people. I genuinely think when people niche down, they do find a little bit more consistency and happiness, but people like me, book drought, no books in my Goodwill, I have to start picking up plush again. This Friday, I'm doing a plush show instead of a book show, so you have to be able to pivot too when things get dry, source dries up, or maybe there aren't buyers in that category right now. Maybe their money is being spent elsewhere, but you see that people are buying in this category, so you start doing shows in that category. So that's a great thing, to have a few things you're interested in, dip your toes in all of them, just give it a try. I will just say the big thing with any tip I'll give you guys, but on this topic, schedule all those shows out, even if they're once a week. Okay, well, I want to start off with this. So start off with your first thing and then also schedule your show for your other things. So schedule out the 2 or 3 or 4 shows, whatever you think you might be able to get them. Remember, you can always move those, but schedule those out so when people click on that profile, it says 0 items sold, 0 followers, and it says, "Hi, my name is Pam. I sell things of all kinds, blah, blah, blah," whatever your bio is. But then below they see 4 shows. They're like, "Oh, Pam's serious. Like Pam's got some stuff. Okay, well, I'm gonna bookmark all of her shows because I like jewelry, I like glass, I like clothing, I like books." You know what I mean? And so now they're bookmarking those shows. So um, put those pre-scheduled shows. I saw your video with Joji. Thanks for sharing a little about your business motto on Whatnot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Nacho Cheese. That was such a fun interview. If you guys haven't watched it, you can YouTube search Joji, Joji Davenport, or Joji Resale Maven. It'll probably pop up. It was a great interview. We had a great time. He is a multi-figure. I don't know. No, I don't know how much money he makes. Sorry, I won't make any claims here, but I know he's been able to just recently retire from his teaching job at just 30 years old, and live a life with a goal of financial independence. And he is doing really well on Amazon, killing it. And so I'm really excited to have that interview with him, chatting about Amazon and sharing the possibilities of Whatnot, because his mind was absolutely blown when he saw, like, he's like, "Wait, you can, so I can sell all the books that don't sell on Amazon on Whatnot? Okay, wait." He's like trying to wrap his head around Whatnot, and I'm like trying to rewrap my head around Amazon. So I'm excited to pick his brain a little bit here in the next month at Books and Beyond for sure, to kind of see like, "Hey, what should I do?" And he's gonna be like, "What should I do?" So hopefully we can help each other out. That'll be fun. But thank you so much, Nacho. I heard a rumor Resale Media and Common Ground Finds are doing a monthly Whatnot Q&A. You heard a rumor about that? I heard a rumor that Resale Maven did an interview with Common Ground Finds, but I've just been really anxiously awaiting its reveal. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's happening. There's no evidence of our relationship, Max. Like, you're a stranger to me. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, we did an interview as well. Me and Max were back. Common Ground Finds, another great interview. He just hasn't published it yet. Hopefully that'll be coming out to you soon here on YouTube. But Max is part of the Paper Gold community. So if you do sell vintage, or you're looking to get into vintage, or you just want to be around book-minded people, I highly recommend checking out Max's channel. You can click on his name or search Paper Gold Podcast on YouTube. And there's tons of great videos and information to the Patreon that I'm also a part of, and it's just so much fun. So it's definitely like good book-minded people. I love being around booky people. The post office lady is very nice. Well, that makes me very happy. And hey, and Max, I'm down for a monthly what Q&A. Yeah, I'm down. My thumb is getting. I knew that was you. I was like, just the whole time, I was just thinking. I was like, I know that. I know it is. Um, I'm going to track several items. Quilt, jewelry. Yeah, definitely give it a go. I know the jewelry craft category is great. It seems like the people there are very nice as well. I've never sold in it, but I have heard good things, so I think that's a great option. Gotta clean out a danger. Look, guys, be careful. Little Debbie's on the horizon. She's coming for us. If you are here on the East Coast, we are getting hit by a hurricane here, and I think she's about to be here in Virginia in the next 24 hours or so. So we'll see how bad it is. We've already had a lot of trees falling down around us because we just had some crazy winds the past few days. It's been wild. There's been trees down and people out cutting them down and shredding them up. We had a really gorgeous tree that unfortunately half of it broke off and they just cut the whole thing down in our neighborhood. But yeah, so Debbie is on the horizon. Be safe, Timmy. Be safe. Yeah, for sure. It's dropping. Access is dropping, so be on the alert. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I recommend it. It's the same screen name across all socials. So it's Resell Maven on Instagram. And I do post a lot of like behind the scenes content. I also post reminders on my story. I don't really post on my page very often. So you won't really see me pop up in your like feed when you're just flipping through. But I post on my story, which are those little bubbles at the top. So if you see the little profile pictures, if you click on those are the stories. And I do post on my story, so I'll post things like today. I was like, hey guys, don't forget, we're doing a live on YouTube, or I'll post when I drop a new video, or a really cool book find, or I just, anything. I do want to start making that, and I have been making that. They're a little bit more of a presence on Instagram. I'll go days sometimes without posting, and then I'll go a day with posting like 10 things. So I also post previews of what I'm having on my show. So that's a great way to market. If you guys have an Instagram, but you're like, I'm not really big on it, you don't really need to be. I literally just use it to market my like shows and my things that are happening. And then also just like every now and again, I'll share some stuff with my life, like a holiday or I'm doing something fun and I'm like, oh, you have to see this. But for the most part, it's just like business and then like a personal way to chat with people. Sometimes you want to chat with people outside of the platform you're selling on. And so Instagram's a great place to have people like, hey, like this is my screen name, and try to make your Instagram and your YouTube, your whatnot, and your eBay stores, and Caris, and all the things. Try to make it all as much the same thing and make it a searchable term. I see a lot. Excuse me, a lot of people who put like underscores and dots in their names, and that's okay. But try to make your name something that's just searchable. So if my name was Resell Maven, but you had to put a dot in between the Resell and the Maven, it's going to be harder for people to find me if they don't know that, or they don't think about it, or they don't see the dot. You know what I mean? So try to like make your name a little more cohesive. That's a great tip as well. Yes, Instagram is the same name, Resell Maven, all one word. And like I said, I post mostly on my stories there. So, yeah. All right. Any other questions for me, guys? Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Let's see. Where's my original message? Let's get this back up. Hopefully, again, like I said, I'll have the StreamYard next time so I can actually like pin up comments and things. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you. I will eventually have those questions pinned up so that you can actually follow along. So, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Mary Kay. Thank you. So, like I said, I didn't really have any topics. I would love to do a live like this more often. I love this format. As a live seller, this works really well for me. I like that I don't have to sit down and plan and script out and record and all that stuff. I can just press go live and just chat with you all. This is something I will do more of. But it also helps me answer questions quicker. And so maybe something else I can do is like in a video, I'll just like say, hey, drop your questions here at the bottom of this video, and I'll answer them in the next Q&A. So then I'll have like a list to answer, and then you can rewatch the Q&A or something like that if you didn't watch it live and you just it's just a bunch of questions already set up. I don't have any like specific topics, so next time is what I'm saying is I'll have probably like a little thing I can talk about in a general concept that I want to like string through the video and just tell you guys about. You know what I mean? No, don't worry, Paula. Not a problem. You can always watch it on the replay. Another reason why I'm doing the lives is because the live does. I'm still working my way to getting monetized. I like doing the YouTube, and I love the YouTube. I don't say it in a boomer way. I'm saying it in like I like doing this. I like doing the work that is YouTube. So I like YouTube, but I also do want to have, I do eventually get monetized. I want to have a reason why it needs to continue to be a priority. So my point is that opposed to having to create a video this week since I'm going out of town next week, this was a great way for me to just be like, "Oh, okay, I can go live," and that watch time actually does count towards your monetization watch time, so I'm very excited about that, that this is a simpler way for me to do videos if I'm ever having a week where I'm like, "Hey, guys, I cannot I just" like this week, I was like, "I don't have the time. I cannot sit and edit a video. I have to already edit the video for next week because I'm gonna be gone when it publishes." So I'm already, like, putting too much on my plate a little bit more because I'm going out of town. So, I think this is a really good way to be like, "Hey, we'll just do a live and we'll just chat and hang out and like I can answer your questions live instead of making a video and I didn't I already know all of that, you know? I'm an expert." I'm just joking. But seriously, maybe it's not a topic that you needed, so I could go live and be like, "Hey, here's my specific question that I have for you. How many hours do you need to go live?" You can go live on YouTube. You have to wait 24 hours after creating an account. So you can go live on YouTube, whatever. I don't think there's a minimum. I just know you have to wait 24 hours after creating an account. And you have to be verified. Like you have to confirm your identity that you are who you are. But yeah, yeah, that's about it. So it's not there's no crazy requirements. But to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So we are at, I'll tell you guys exactly because I'm on the mission. So we're at 869 subs. So we are 131 away. Is that the right math? 131 away from the sub count. And then I have just over 1,600 watch hours. So I'm almost halfway there. I'm almost halfway to the goal. So yeah, lives they count that, but apparently they do. So I appreciate you hanging out and watching because that goes towards that. So my goal was to try to do an hour. Like that was kind of my thought. Like, oh, we'll go for like an hour and just hang and chill. So, but I can also think of something like if you guys want me to like think of a topic for you. Let's see. Anyone have anything? Does anyone need any inspiration in a topic? Let me take a sip of my soda. This is my soda of choice. I did say get to know me. Coke Zero. This is my chosen soda. I try to have like at least half of one of these a day. I don't usually drink the whole one per se, but I'll drink like half or a can. Sometimes I'll drink a whole can in it. All right, so let's let's do that's yours too. I love it. It's so got good caffeine in it. I feel it usually. Well, at least I'll say I feel it when I don't have one. For sure. I'm like, "Oh, what am I missing? Oh, I didn't have a Coke Zero today." Okay, so let's see. Let's pick a little topic here. Let's talk about something reselling related. Let me talk about something that's going on in my life. Let's see. What do we have going on? So I have a priority. I'm trying to get the shipping stations situated. I have a pouch in there that needs to come out. It'll open up a lot of space. Right now, we're just having a hard time with having a bunch of like space to even process just the orders because it's bundles and stuff. So it takes up so much space, and we are going to get that couch out of there, which will open up a lot. And then we need to finish pricing out the lumber and just build a makeshift second just a second table out of like wood, 4x4 or whatever, and just put a slab and have a secondary workspace. So that's the big thing that we're like, that needs to happen soon because right now he's packing on the main bench and I'm packing on top of my refrigerator, like my little mini fridge. It's the only way that we can both pack at the same time. Okay, Mary Kay, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much for hanging. I appreciate you. It's cutting in and out, but you can still hear. Okay, interesting. Hmm. I will try to I'm gonna try to, like, lower my volume a little bit and try to talk more consistently and maybe me going, like, forward and backward and, like, and stuff. So I'll try to, like, calm down a little. I don't know. But hopefully, we'll see on the replay. Again, this is a test, so, if you're listening on the replay and you're like, "The audio is terrible," I apologize. I will we have a microphone, I have stuff. I just, don't have the right port in my computer like I thought I did, and now we don't have the cord that we need. Apparently, that cord's like $70, so it's not just, "Oh, we're just gonna go buy this cord." So I think that's what we wanna do because I think we wanna stream via the camera. It'll be a lot nicer for sure. But thank you because that's good. I need to, like, try not to do anything that's, like, gonna contribute to this to the bad audio. So, it's interesting. I do see there's a volume bar at the bottom now. I didn't notice that before, so there is a little volume bar down there. Okay, what else can I talk to you guys about? Oh, okay, so the big, mission I'm about to do this week, I would it probably work on it a little bit tomorrow, honestly. I have these Abeka novels over here that I'm staring at. I have a shelf full of Abeka homeschool curriculum. If you're not familiar, it is, I'll put it in the chat. Abeka is the name of it that I'm trying to say. And it is homeschool curriculum, and it sells really, really well on eBay. It sells well, not time to time, not the age ranges I have. So I've sold it on eBay before really well. So I always pick it up when I see it. And so now I we have over, I would say over 50 to 100, like 50, at least 50 to 100 books of curriculum for all ages and all topics. So I need to lot those up and I'm going to list those on eBay for pretty good money, usually, depending on the condition, like how many you put into a lot, they can sell anywhere from, $15, maybe 1 or 2 books. If you have maybe more like 10 books in your lot, they can sell upwards of, $80, $90, again, just depending on how new and how good of condition the curriculum is. Now, mine are all in good to fair to good condition. I have a couple very good pieces, but most of it's just good, slightly fair to use condition. But I'm gonna put them on auctions for I'm not even gonna do week auctions. I wanna start them on maybe I will do a week. Maybe I'll do a week. I'll do Friday to Friday. Friday, that makes sense. So, anyway, I'm thinking out loud here. I'll do Friday to Friday, so I'll do, yeah, 7 days, and, I'm just gonna put 'em on auction for, like, a reasonable price that they'll sell, and then if they happen to give it up, then they happen to give it up, but it's a great time of year for homeschool curriculum and educational material. So you see things like workbooks, like even the biggest age range for me is preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade. Those are, like, the big workbook ages, but preschool, kindergarten, like, workbooks, those sell like crazy this time of the year. Definitely make sure you're picking those up. And then, leveled readers, homeschool stuff, educational material. People are putting together their classrooms. People are setting up their homeschool curriculum. It's just a great time to get all that stuff listed. So pick it up and list it. And then if you don't have any this year, look out for it next year. It's free. So I can hardly keep the educational stuff. I haven't really even been picking that much up because it's been few and far between. I can't wait till the books come back. All I think about right now is I'm just like, well, I would be finding educational material if I had book bins to dig through. Oh, Paula, Pam's got another question. Let's pin you up, Pam. How many items do you list on eBay daily? Do you have goals for that as well? 0 and no is the answer. I do not have a number that I list on eBay daily. I actually have a really small store. I'll tell you guys the exact number of items I have listed in my store. I have a whopping 86 items active. Um, so I do not list really at all on eBay, but I did just go through a listing spree about a week ago, listed a bunch of stuff. I do have a few things that can be listed on eBay, but I really don't source too much. And so I'll show you guys here. This is kind of my eBay shelf. So if you see back here in this little alcove area right there, that's all eBay stuff. So these are all like collectibles or book sets or things that do really, really well on eBay. So I do have an eBay death pile. I do have plush and toy items for eBay as well. But I have a very small eBay store. My goal is to eventually get it back up to my goal is 250 to 300 and then stabilize at that. So for example, if I get 250 items listed and over the course of a week, maybe I sell 10 items, I would then be able to just get back over that 250, or maybe I have 280 items listed and then I wait, and once it gets down to 250, I list a few more items. But I have no daily goal. There is definitely a benefit to listing daily on eBay. But I personally just have no goal because it's not a priority of mine. I'm really focused on whatnot and live selling. But I think that eBay is an incredible platform. I do highly recommend it. I do still sell on it. I still sell stuff all the time. I sell, even if I've dwindled down. I used to have, 400 items, and I've just slowly dwindled down. And now this is the lowest I've been in a little while. It's like 80 something items. But I'll still sell an item every couple days. There'll be some days I sell two items. I send out offers every day. I still maintain my eBay store. That's something important to mention is while I don't list every day on eBay, I do maintain my store. In my store, I'm delisting, relisting. I'm actually in the process of relisting my entire store. I have about maybe like 60 more items to go, and I've just kind of been doing that. So that seems like I'm listing every day, but it's not. It's not a new original listing. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to move some of the older stuff that I have. There's also some stuff I could probably take out. There's probably about 5 items or so that I just don't think are going to sell at this point. Maybe take off. But I do go in and send out offers. I do on the app as far as doing searches, doing research, searching something up, going to the sold comps, and looking at sold comps. So I am active on the app. So I will say that eBay doesn't help me out. I think that if you have 86 items listed and if you just do nothing, and you're like, why are none of my items selling? It's like you still have to maintain your store. I will say I definitely do that still, for sure. But no goal. My overall goal. So one of the big things is like I have so many things I'm trying to do, so many projects, right? So the big one outside of the shipping station, which is priority, is making myself a setup designated photo station next door. So right now, what we're sitting at is my photo station. The table I use for listing, and I just set it up with a white background, a white background, and make it a like just white area, and I'll take my photos really nicely with a bright light, and it's great. But I have to set that up and take it down every time I'm done using it. So I would love to have something set up next door. So that's definitely up there on the top couple priorities that need to get done. Because yeah, I would love to be able to list more. And I also have I will say I list on Whatnot. I do live sell, do listings on Whatnot. And so that's the same thing over here. And again, it would be great to have something next door instead of having to do that here. So yeah, so no goal specifically. I like eBay, and it's been a lifesaver. Like right now, I just sold something that I had listed for Max. If you're in here, you'll appreciate it. It was a facsimile, like a folio edition of the Great Gatsby, like first edition. I think it was first edition. It was like one of the good ones, and I had it listed on the high end. I had it at 175. I think the comps were showing that was pretty accurate, but maybe a little lower. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna shoot a little bit higher, and I'll send out a nice little offer, and it'll be about what it is. So I was thinking I would sell it for probably like 145 to 150. But I actually ended up getting an offer yesterday for 125. And at first I was just like, yes, because I'm trying to raise money right now because I'm going out of town and twice in the next few months. So I'm just trying to like increase my sales and say yes to a lot of stuff. And I was like, yes. And then I was like, no, I have it at 175, like it's 50 bucks off. I'm not. And then I was like, I got it for $1. I got it for $1. So yes, you can have it for 125 because I'll sit on it for another month or two and maybe sell it for a little bit more. Why not just take the money now? So I did end up doing that, taking that offer. So I take take offers on everything, and, I price things very fairly. I price things I'm not in the business of collecting my items. I wanted I definitely bulk than quality. I'm not trying to get the top dollar, I'm trying to get lots of dollars, and which is why I think I wanna incorporate Amazon a little bit, allow me to get top dollar, and then it actually trickles down. Structure would feel very similar to what I'm already doing, but I don't have to pack and sell the items. I just have to scan, pack them, and ship them all in one box, and then it's out of my hands. I don't even have to do customer service. So, to be able to get the same margin, basically, when you look at the Amazon structure that I get now, but do less work, and then it's gone out of my hands, I'm, like, really excited about that opportunity. So I'm hoping to leave the Books and Beyond conference with, like, a better understanding of what are my real first 2 or 3 steps that I need to really focus on, knowing what I already know because I'm not getting back into it like I do, but I know enough about it to know how to do it. What do I need to do though? Like, what are it's kinda like what I wanna talk about at the conference. I don't know exactly what my topic is gonna be yet, but it's like, what are things I need to know? Not the stuff that I should know or that it's like, "Oh, this is a tip." It's like, what do I need to know? Just give it to me straight, you know? That's what I want. So hopefully I can get that information while I'm there 'cause it's nerve-wracking. 'Cause Amazon takes so many fees. The fees are in margins are good too. Like, as far as, like, what you're actually I mean, it's pennies a lot of the time. So, we'll but tomorrow is a big sourcing day for me since, the books are all dried up. So, I um will be going sourcing tomorrow. I drive down usually about 45 minutes away and just go to a couple places. There is a an outlet bin location down there, and so I will go and usually get some books from them, which is nice. So as much as I miss the digging, I am getting a little digging action in. And then I'm gonna go to a couple of stores down there. There's 2 to go to. If I'm really feeling exciting, I might go further ones out. Have pretty good stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll see. So, that's kind of the plan for tomorrow. And then, something I'm gonna make a video about is the concept of thrifting. I've been recording for this video I wanna make about, what happens when the thing that you sell is no longer available. You just can't get your hands on good quality, whatever it is that you sell, right? So for me, this is now the second time it's happened in my business. That's scary. That's a volatile, to have your source dry. Ever has everything else but the one thing that you sell. That's kinda crazy. Like, the one thing you sell is that volatile, but competition is least. So I have the least competition, I enjoy it the most, but oh, I'm cutting in and out again. Yeah, somebody said I was earlier. I may be again, unfortunately. I hope it's not too bad, guys. I do apologize. Like I mentioned, I'm streaming on my computer as opposed to through a camera on a microphone. So please bear with any technical issues that we have on this one. We'll be wrapping up here in about 7 minutes. So I do apologize if you're listening and the sound is just terrible. Hi, Emily. Welcome in. All right. Yeah. I know somebody else had mentioned that if it's bad right now, maybe it'll be clear on the playback, so go through and listen on the playback. If you missed anything, it might pop back in when it's officially published. Um, but yeah, so the video I'm making is gonna be about pivoting your business when you just don't have a source, and then you have to, like, figure out, like, "Well, what else do I know how to sell?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do? So for me, switching over to, like, plush, particularly right now because the tipper is broken. They can't bring out half stuff books, but they can bring out plush and clothes. So plush has been coming out, and that's been great. So I'm very, very excited. Like I said, I'll be doing shows on Friday. That'll be fun. But yeah, you gotta roll with the punches. Some better than others. Happened last year, so not that crazy that's happening again. It's actually almost, like, predictable. Yeah, it would happen again, but I'm sure it'll be fixed in the next week or 2. I don't see it being longer than another week being it's already been just over 2 weeks, so and I have books. I've got so many books down here, so I was able to cherry pick a lot. The only thing with cherry picking is my price has to go up with cherry picking. So with, like, regular bin books, my price can be a little lower because 'cause I'm getting books for so cheap. But with, cherry picking books, you're paying your whatever your thrift store sets the price at, or you buy something from Facebook Marketplace, and you buy a bundle of books or something online, or your friend sells you some books. Now your cost might be higher than you're used to, so it is what it is, but alright, guys, well, we just hit the 55-minute mark, so I will go ahead and ask if there's any last-minute questions. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. I can definitely address them. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up here, and I wanna thank you all for being here. I do appreciate your support. I hope that you learned something, and if you have any questions at any time, feel free to comment on my videos or here in this chat, message me on Instagram, same screen name, Rachel Maven, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Next week's video is going to be, I believe what I'm gonna do for next week is going to be, it's a video about talking about reselling, like the concept of reselling as far as, just it's just a little chat. This is a little chat. I also go over some books that I picked up, and I showcase some books that I just think are good sellers and that, you should keep an eye out for when you're sourcing, that kind of stuff. Check that video out. That'll be next Wednesday, hopefully at 12 noon for you guys. I'm gonna be heading off to Vegas this Sunday, early in the morning with some people that I met on Whatnot. So I'm doing what our moms always told us not to do, which is meeting strangers on the internet in person. So wish me luck. Hopefully they love me and they don't try to murder me. If you don't hear from me again, then know that I am buried in a California desert. I'm kidding. That got really dark really quick. But it's like something we were always told as kids, like, "You're gonna get murdered if you go on the internet." It's like, I'm going to meet 4 strangers of people who I've never met in real life, but that's gonna be so much fun. I'm very, very excited. Only also gonna be my only, like, vacation this year, so I'm gonna actually, like, try to relax and then back up in Vegas in September doing a conference and work. So I'm gonna enjoy the vacation and then I'll work next month. But, yeah, so that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and call it and wrap it up here. Again, I really, really appreciate you guys being here. I hope that, I know, right? You gotta be sweet. Hey, KG, what is up? We are just wrapping up. If you just joined us, thank you so much for popping in. I will be doing lives like this in the future. I know, I'm literally about to sign off right now. Um, I will be doing lives like this in the future. So if you wanna go back and watch the replay, it should be live right after this. I'll be sure it is so you can watch it. Then I will be, doing one of these again soon because I do enjoy it. So, everyone have a great Wednesday. Have a great let me know if there's anything you can do to help. And, I don't have a awesome sign off yet. I'll have to make up those. But until then, stay safe, whether it is from anything that's throwing at you. Focus and be successful and be happy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the sign off, guys. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much and bye.